Hi everyone. So today I'm going to show you how to live at $1,000 budget or below here in the Philippines without sacrificing too much in your life. So go ahead and stay tuned for that. Okay, so currently I live at about a $1,300 to $1,500 budget here in the Philippines. So I'm going to break this video up into a few different segments. I'm going to show you my overall spreadsheet of what my expenses are and how I got my own personal budget down to about 1,000. Just trying to save a little extra money. I find currently that I'm now doing this traveling video series reviewing different cities that I need to kind of cut my expenses back a little bit because I do have some more traveling expenses. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And of course, the biggest cost here in the Philippines is going to be your rent. Along with that is going to be your internet, electric, cable TV, and water. All of that's usually combined together. So what I personally do is I've been doing renting out short term, like month to month or week to week. And I like to get an all-inclusive. Everything is included in the package. I don't want anything in my name at this point because I'm not sure where I want to live and what city. So I want that all included. I don't want to have to sign up for any kind of services. I don't want to put any deposits down. And so that's how I'm choosing to live my life right now. It's not ideal because I have to kind of live out of a suitcase. And that does get a little old. So I'm guessing right after Christmas here, I'll be settling down into one spot. But for now, I'm trying to stick to $1,000 budget or below, and that's including some traveling. So let's go ahead and get into it. First thing I'm going to show you is rent, and I use a few different places to find a place to rent that's all inclusive. So let's go ahead and get into that. Let me show you the first one. Okay, so my go-to site that I do right away is I go straight to Airbnb. You want to type in your stay, one guest. You always want to click the entire place because the entire place is going to make sure you're not getting a shared place, which has happened to a friend of mine. He went to stay someplace and he thought he was getting the entire place, but actually he ended up sharing a place with 3 other people. His own private room with a little fridge and a TV, but shared living room and shared kitchen. So that's not ideal. You want to make sure you click the entire place. I always click here. I need kitchen, air conditioning, Wi-Fi, TV. Those are the 4 things that I always click on the filter. I need all 4 of those. Okay. 27 stays. Again, make sure you hit the entire 30 days to get a full discount. I've seen people, or I've done myself, type in 28 days and the price will be like $741 for 28 days. And then you move it up to 30 days and all of a sudden the price drops down to $476 or something. That 30-day discount can be huge sometimes. Okay, I mean, and I'm not going to click through all of these, but you can see $538 a month, new, fully furnished, cozy, and clean apartment. It looks nice. Midori condo near Oak Ridge, J Mall, 15 megabytes, unlimited fiber. I mean, $502 a month. Ermic Residences and Apartel, $211 a month, $527, $341, and this one comes with a pool. $421 a month, condo furnished with internet near Park Mall in Mandawi. Okay, so $423. So it just goes on and on. I'm not going to go through all of them for you, but that's my go-to place as I go to Airbnb. Make sure you click the full 30-day to get that big discount. Even if you're only going to stay, let's say 27 days, still extend out to 30 to get that full discount, even if you're not going to stay the entire time. Okay, next I'm going to show you the next one that I use. Now, just a reminder, if you have not used Airbnb before, you can click in the description, my link, and you can get a pretty big discount off your first stay. And it helps you out a lot on that first stay. So let's go take a look at the next place that I use to find cheap accommodations. So the second place that I use is RentPad.com. So we're going to stick with the same theme. I'm going to use Cebu as an example. I'm going to click Cebu and click short term search. Click short term and click monthly. Click search. Okay, so here, for example, a brand new fully furnished studio with high-speed internet, which is exactly what I'd be looking for. Let's look at a few of these pictures. You know, it's small, but it's got a washing machine, high-speed internet, nice bedroom. And I know this area in Cebu, and it's actually pretty decent. And it's got a couple of great pools, Mavesa Gardens. It's got TV, little sitting area, little desk, workspace. Okay, good CR. So here it says minimum stay 1 week, long term $18,000 a month if you were to sign a lease, short term $1,300 a day, $8,500 a week, or $20,000 a month. Now, when you're doing short term, it's going to include the electric, the internet, the water. So what you want to do is you want to send a private message to this person here, contact, give them your email, your phone number, tell them you want to do a month. And that way, everything's going to be included. You're going to have your electric, your water, your internet, your cable. Nothing's in your name. You can do 1 month, check it out, see if you like it. If you do like it, then you just contact that person, tell them, hey, I want to switch this to a long term. And then you can get a lower rate. Or you can go ahead and move on to the next city, kind of like what I do, move from city to city. So this is option number 2 that I use. I use RentPad.com. Now, it's not available in every city, but it is most of the bigger cities in the Philippines. It's available. So, yeah, I used this for my last place in Davao, and it worked fantastic. Okay, so you can get some great deals. Let's go ahead and look at the third option, and then we'll get into my budget. So the very last place that I go to is I go directly over to Facebook. And sticking with the theme, Cebu, I just typed in Cebu apartment rentals, and you'll find for rent apartment in Cebu City, 8.7 thousand people. And then you have another one, Cebu rentals, apartments, condos, houses. So you can just go ahead and click on one of those groups. You can search this out by any city, really. And this is another great place. So you can just go down here and you can just search through everything, and you can find some really inexpensive places. You can also contact an agent through one of these locations, and they can help you. You give them your budget, tell them what you're looking for, and they can help you find a place if you don't want to do a lot of work. Okay, so I'm not going to go through this entire Facebook thing here because it's a little bit lengthy. But yeah, you can just pop through here. You can see there's a lot of places that you can rent out. And there's just a boatload of things out there. And that's your main cost is your rent. And if you can get where you can include the water, electric, internet, cable, TV, all into one package, it makes life a lot easier. You don't have to put deposits down for the internet. You don't have to get them to come out and install it. When it comes time to leave, you don't have to worry about getting your deposit back or paying a penalty for breaking a contract. It's the way to go if you can do it. Okay. Now, you can also, through these sites, you can rent out houses and stuff if you want. You can do that through rentpad.com. You can also do it through Facebook. Okay. So with that, that's the rent. Let me go ahead and show you what my budget is and what I spend a month here now. Okay. Okay, so the last thing I will show you is my budget that I typically run at. Now, so my last budget, it was $1,380. Like I said, typically my budget will be $1,300 to $1,500, and I usually live in a pretty nice condo, and with a pool and a gym, and I go out and I do my Starbucks, and I go out to eat a lot, and I have some dates sometimes. if I'm not busy. And I do some traveling. And so I live a pretty decent lifestyle for relatively inexpensive. And so I decided to try to drop my budget down to 1,000, just kind of an experimentation for myself and see how much my lifestyle would change if I brought it down to 1,000. So far, I haven't really seen, my lifestyle change that much, but let me kind of go into the categories here. Okay. So rent and mortgage right now, I have it down at 500. So I've been trying to get that down to and staying at places at around $350. So that brings it down about 150. And I get the electric and the water, and I have all that included. We got cell phone at $10. Groceries 150. That's for the month, and usually I do most of my cooking at home, and dining out 200. So I've dropped my dining out down to 100, and I do just coffee at home now instead of. I was going to Starbucks every day, and that was expensive. Traveling excursions. Really, I'm just hopping on the bus and I'm taking short little trips around the cities now. I'm not doing a lot of extravagant traveling, so that cost has went down. Credit cards, Visa fees. Your Visa fees are about $450 a year, so you want to kind of budget that out on a monthly basis, set money aside for that. Haircuts. I go to a local barber where I spend about 60 pesos versus I used to go in the mall and spend about 350 pesos. So I cut that down too. Entertainment, I've dropped that down to about 50. Miscellaneous, there's always some miscellaneous. So I've dropped down those categories, and I'm hovering right at about $1,000 now. And I think actually September, I think I was at like 988. I will do a more in-depth budget next month at the end of this month when it's over, and then you guys can take a closer look at what I spent and a few added details. But yeah, it's certainly doable, and really the big thing is rent. And if you can get that rent down, go into a lower end condo, maybe a smaller studio, or you can also try out some of these apartments that are much less expensive. Some of them even have pools, okay? And they do have security as well. So something to try. I gave you a few different options where you can find these, cheaper, inexpensive places to live at and not really sacrifice too much. So hopefully this video helps you a little bit, lets you know that you certainly can live out here on 1,000 a month. Ideally, you're more comfortable if you have more, but you certainly can do it at 1,000 a month. All right. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned and hit the bell notification to stay up to date with the latest content. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.